Is there a single feeling in the world of sports worse than the hollow pit in your stomach when a bullpen implodes in late October? Welcome back, everyone. Today, we aren't just talking about rumors, we are talking about the very survival of our championship window. We are diving into a scenario that could be the difference between a parade down Yonge Street and another winter of bitter regret. The St. Louis Cardinals have officially pulled the pin on a grenade, blowing up their roster in a spectacular fire sale, and amidst the smoke and debris, there is a diamond that the Toronto Blue Jays absolutely must snatch up. But that is only half the story, because to bring in new life, we might have to cut ties with a familiar face who is reportedly looking for the exit door. Let's set the scene with the gravity it deserves. The St. Louis Cardinals are not just retooling, they are demolishing the house. They have sent superstars like Sonny Gray, Wilson Contreras, and Nolan Arenado packing. They are stripping the paint off the walls, and standing there looking for a lifeboat is JoJo Romero. This isn't just some average arm. This is a lefty reliever coming off a season where he was virtually unhittable, posting a 2.07 ERA and looking like the kind of weapon that shuts down rallies before they even start. He is in the final year of his contract, which means he is the ultimate rental piece for a team desperate to win now. The buzz around the league is deafening. Predictions are flying that Romero is destined for Toronto, and frankly, it feels like destiny. Our bullpen was exposed last year. We all saw it, we all felt it. We lacked that killer instinct from the left side. We lacked the guy who comes in with the bases loaded and ice in his veins. Romero is that guy. But here is where the plot thickens. While we are looking to buy, we might also be forced to sell. Reports are swirling that the Atlanta Braves are circling our own Eric Lauer like sharks. With the rotation crowded and tensions rising over his role, Lauer could be the sacrificial lamb we need to trade to balance the books and the roster. This is the high-stakes poker game of Major League Baseball, and the Blue Jays are sitting at the table with a hand that could change everything. To truly understand the magnitude of acquiring a guy like JoJo Romero, you have to look at the anatomy of a World Series champion. Go back through history. The 2015 Royals didn't just have a rotation. They had a three-headed monster in the bullpen that shortened games to 6 innings. The recent Astros teams, they had depth that made opposing managers weep. You cannot win in October relying on 1 or 2 guys. You need a stable. You need a phalanx of arms. Right now, the Blue Jays are staring at a reality where we are dangerously thin on reliable left-handed relief. We are asking too much of too few, and that is a strategy that breaks hearts when the leaves start to fall. On the flip side of this coin is the Eric Lauer situation. This is where the business of baseball gets cold and calculated. Lauer is a solid pitcher. A 3.18 ERA over 100-plus innings is nothing to sneeze at. But he is a square peg in a round hole right now in Toronto. With the rotation stacked, he has been pushed to the fringes, and a disgruntled pitcher in the clubhouse is like a slow leak in a tire. Eventually, it causes a flat. The Braves, desperate for a lefty to pair with Chris Sale, see Lauer as a treasure. For Toronto, trading him isn't just about getting rid of a player. It's about asset management. It's about turning a surplus into something we actually need, or at least clearing the deck for the guys who want to be here. Think about the leverage here. The Cardinals know they have a golden ticket in Romero. They saw what the Marlins got for Tanner Scott, a massive haul of prospects. They are going to try to bleed us dry. Meanwhile, we have Lauer, an asset with value, who is wasting away on our bench. If we can flip Lauer to Atlanta for depth pieces or prospects, we suddenly have more ammunition to go get Romero without completely gutting our farm system. It is a complex ecosystem of trades where one move facilitates the other. We are watching a general manager tightrope walk, trying to improve the team without falling into the abyss of overpaying. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the impact. Bringing in Romero changes the entire complexion of the late innings. It gives the manager a nuclear option. It means you don't have to burn your closer in the 8th inning just to survive a lefty-heavy lineup. It creates a domino effect where everyone else slots into a role where they can succeed. But the cost is the terrifying part. If we trade for Romero, we are renting him for a few months. If he walks in free agency, we are left with nothing but memories. This is the all-in push that defines eras. If it works, nobody cares about the prospects we lost. If it fails, it sets the franchise back years. Let's play out the scenarios. Scenario A, we keep Lauer and don't get Romero. We have depth, sure, but we have an unhappy pitcher and a bullpen that still scares us to death. We limp into the playoffs and get bounced in the wild card round again because we couldn't stop a rally. Scenario B, we trade Lauer to the Braves, get some young talent, and package that to get Romero. Suddenly, the clubhouse vibe shifts. The players see the front office is serious. The bullpen becomes a fortress. The rotation knows that if they give us 6 good innings, the game is over. That psychological edge is unquantifiable, but undeniably real. However, we are not operating in a vacuum. The Cardinals are going to have 5 or 6 other teams calling them. The Yankees, the Dodgers, the Phillies, they all need relief help. If we hesitate, if we try to lowball them, Romero goes elsewhere, and we are left holding the bag. And regarding Lauer to the Braves, if we wait too long, maybe Atlanta finds another option, and we are stuck with a player who doesn't want to be here. The timing is everything. The window to make these moves is shrinking by the hour. We are talking about decisions that will determine the mood of an entire country come October. The pressure on the front office right now is crushing, and frankly, it should be. So, where does this leave us, Blue Jays Nation? The path is clear, but it is treacherous. The prediction of Romero coming to Toronto is the spark of hope we have been waiting for. It is the move that says we are here to win the World Series, not just participate. It addresses our biggest weakness with a legitimate elite solution. But to get there, we might have to make the hard call on Eric Lauer. We might have to say goodbye to a solid player to fix the chemistry and the roster balance. It is the harsh reality of professional sports. Sometimes you have to cut off a limb to save the body. This is the moment of truth. We are tired of good enough. We are tired of maybe next year. The Cardinals are selling the pieces we need to build a champion. The Braves are willing to take the pieces we don't need. The stars are aligning for a massive roster shakeup that could propel this team to the next level. But it requires courage. It requires a front office willing to take a risk. We need to stop hoarding prospects like they are gold bars and start using them to buy wins. I want to know where you stand on this double-edged sword. Are you willing to trade Eric Lauer to the Braves if it helps clear the way? And would you give up a top prospect for 3 months of JoJo Romero if it meant a legitimate shot at the title? This is the debate that will define our season. Drop your comments below. I want to see the passion. I want to see the arguments. Don't forget to like this video if you are ready for a championship and subscribe so you never miss a beat of this crazy offseason. Let's go Blue Jays!